Hello Palians! Thanks to update 0.203, the Royal Highlands now has its very own dynamic event, and today I'm going to elaborate on everything you need to know about it. Don't forget to like and also subscribe if you want more Palia content, but let's get into this quick guide on Crab Wars. If you're relatively new to Palia, you may still not fully understand what a dynamic event is. Well, these are essentially permanent events and mini games that are timed, and they happen once per every in-game day. The events are unique to the different maps that are available within Palia. For example, in the Elderwood, you have the Pixie Blossom Bounce, and in Bahari, we have Flow Tree Groves. With the new map, this is brought with it a new permanent event, and this is Crab Wars. Frequently when we get a new event, I do see a lot of confusion about whether these are permanent fixtures, and do not get this confused with the community event. Crab Wars will be sticking around for a very long time. If you want to unlock things in the correct order, you may want to complete the quest for this, which is kickstarted when you speak to Eloisa, and she will walk you through everything you need to know about the Crab Wars. If for some reason this quest doesn't appear as an option for you, or maybe you don't like undertaking quests, then you do not need to worry, as you can just turn up in the right area and participate like everyone else. However, if you do decide to undergo the quest, it will teach you a bit of key lore about the Crab Wars, and you'll be introduced to the two main ringleaders, King Hoppington and Captain Crab John Snips. The idea of this event is that these two are going head to head on the beaches to battle, and you can help a side out by either catching frogs if you want to fight for the crabs, or if you are supportive of Team Frogs, then you can catch the crabs. If you are indifferent, then don't worry, you can just turn up, have fun, and catch as many critters as possible to get the prizes, as you don't really actually need to pick a team at all. I think that's just a bit of fun that the developers have added in there. So before I tell you exactly where you need to be and when, I'm just going to tell you what you need to prepare and what you need to bring with you. Firstly, you will definitely need bug bombs, and lots of them. The event does last for 4 minutes and there is a lot of spawns, so be prepared and make sure you are fully stocked up. You do not have infinite bug bombs during this event, and yes, I already made the boo-boo of turning up and only having a few bug bombs left. I do wish that for the duration of this one that they would make it so bug bombs are unlimited, similar to what we have with the Popper Chapper and the arrows there, but we shall see if the devs listen to feedback on this. I've already shared my thoughts, so fingers crossed if you're watching this in the future, this part may be redundant and we may have unlimited bug bombs now. Just a quick tip here, as I am seeing it repeatedly with some people, is that don't throw your bombs so quickly. Give the bomb a chance to register, like leave it a couple seconds, and if it's still not caught the creature, then use another smoke bomb. I've learnt this the hard way because yes, I am very trigger happy with throwing my smoke bombs, but this will make your smoke bomb supply go down very quickly if you're not just giving it a second to give it a chance to catch the creature itself. You may also want to ensure that you have a little bit of space in your inventory, as you do have the chance to collect furniture, and there is also a chest at the end with some goodies. However, do not worry, you are not going to be filling your inventory with insects, as you do not pick them up like you do when you're bug catching normally. Instead, there is just a rare drop opportunity for you to collect the figures. Also remember to repair your bug belt. As I said, there is a lot of bugs and that belt will begin to downgrade really quick if you aren't careful. So now you're prepared, now you need to know the key details. At just after 6 AM in the game, you will receive an announcement if you are on the Royal Highlands map. After this, a crab marker will appear on your compass and you can head towards the area. This will also appear if you bring up the map, but coordinates wise, it's just between D9 and C9. If you're near a travel board, the closest one to the beach is House of Nightshade. On the beach, you will find Captain of the Crabs on one side, just by the tower, and on the other side, you will find King Hoppington. In between these two creatures is where the crabs and the frogs will spawn. The frogs will spawn on one side and the crabs on the other. At 7 AM, the battle will commence, and this is where you need to get your smoke bomb throwing arm ready. Don't worry if you arrive just a little late, the creatures you capture should register. I have joined late on a couple of occasions, and on one of those occasions, the UI did not appear for me. However, my catches still contributed, and I received the overall rewards at the end, so don't panic if that happens to you. You do not explicitly need to pick a side, rather if you aim to capture frogs, you will align with the crab team. And if you are trying to capture the crabs, you will be fighting for the frogs, as I mentioned earlier. At the end, whichever creature was caught the most will lose, and this will affect the loot that is given at the end. One thing that may sway your decision when deciding which thing to hunt for will be the rewards that you get. There are different prizes that will be affected by which team wins, and I'll go over them at the end, but there is also a low level reward that you receive for each frog or each crab that you do manage to stun. If you decide to go for the frogs, you will receive a small amount of gold for each frog that you manage to catch and stun. If you decide to go for the crabs, you will receive a small amount of Amber Echo for each one that you manage to hit. If you haven't already unlocked the Amber Echo, you will receive gold until you kind of have got to that point in the game. So that's worth bearing in mind. If you are after that Amber Echo grind, this may not be the quickest way to get your hands on Amber Echo, but getting a little bit here and there will definitely help towards your overall goal. So that may be a big factor when considering which team you're fighting for. If you are indifferent, as I said earlier, that's fine too. You can quickly switch between what you want to catch during the allotted time. The battle, as I said, lasts for 4 minutes, and you will notice a variety of crabs and frogs of different rarities. The higher the rarity, the more points that creature will add to the total. One strategy is potentially go for the higher critters, but just remember that these will take more time and more bombs to catch. It appears that the points for catching the bugs are registered at the point they are stunned, as this is when an icon will appear on the screen giving you the score for that particular bug. During the event, you can keep track of these scores by the bar that appears across the top of your screen. This advises you how long is left and the current scores. It is up to you whether you pick up the loot as you go, but remember that this will likely affect the amount you are actually catching if you take the time to do this. I will say though, it is useful to remember that you have approximately a 3-minute window to collect loot in the game, and it looks like that is what applies here. So if you don't pick up the bags for the duration of the event, some of them will despawn. So at least in the beginning, maybe it will be worthwhile trying to pick up those bags as you go. When the battle is over, in the middle of the beach, a chest will spawn, and in this chest you have a chance to receive one of the many variations of crabs and rock copper furniture pieces. There is also a crab boil recipe which is available if the frogs win, and a rock copper's leg recipe if the crabs win. There are also tints for the respective teams available in the chest, which will also depend on which team wins that particular round. The chest will only remain for a few minutes, so make sure you do grab this before it disappears. These little critters that you win as the prizes also have the potential to drop randomly when you are just collecting things and picking up those crabs and those frogs in the games. And when you place them down, they are super cute. They're kind of like plushes, but they have their own little kind of animations on them, and they're all walking around, or not walking around, they're all standing around with their little knives in their hands. Some of them have the kind of stunned animation on them. So there is a lot to collect, and so far the drops on them are pretty good. So I am collecting up quite a kind of nice little loot section going on here. So I'm pretty happy with them as prizes. I have managed to get one of the tints so far, and it's a nice green one. I think you can guess which team that one is for. So there we go, there is everything you need to know about the Crab Wars event. Let me know in the comments which team you have been fighting for, and have you managed to get your hands on any figures yet? Have a great rest of your day and happy playing.